Happy Easter. I hope you're doing great. Feeling some electric into my fingers. I don't know what's really happening. Whenever I touch something, any metal thing, like I feel the electricity is on my body. Anything that I touch that it's metal. But I'll just apply some Vaseline on my hands to make it safer. Yes, how are you, my Madam Debbie? I hope you're doing great. You're most welcome. Hi, guys. Good evening. You're most welcome to my live stream. So today it's Black Saturday, the day when Jesus Christ died for our sins. Yes, like we remember. I know some of you will be like, you mean he died today? What do you mean that Jesus died today? Read the Bible so that you don't ask me a lot of questions. But anyway, it's just a holy week. We spread the love as we Christians. Yes, I know some Muslims will be like, what really again happened that you're saying that it's a Black Saturday? So we Christians and the SDs, we remember this day as the day when God died for our sin, or Jesus. You can call him Jesus or God or who. He has so many names that I cannot mention all. But yeah, as a Christian, we remember today. However much we here in Saudi Arabia, we don't celebrate any Christian big days. It's just me and you guys who are watching me that I had to remind you that today it's a Black Saturday. Christians will celebrate the day when Jesus died. And tomorrow is when he will, yes, we will all know that. When someone tells you rise and shine, and then you're like, yeah, Gwenny, hello Gwen, how are you? Gwen saying hi, good morning and good evening. It's afternoon to other people. Here we're the same time with East Africa in Saudi Arabia. So I hope everyone is doing great. Happy Easter. Don't forget guys to give me a thumbs up, like and share. Good, you? Yes, I'm very, very fine, no complaining. Grateful for the gift of God. Dante, hi Dante, how are you? I hope you're all doing great, guys. You're most welcome. Yes, guys, keep on coming. So today, it's a Black Saturday. Christians, you'll understand, right? Yes, hello, Shakul. Njogedde bulungi erinnya eryo erya Shakul. But guys, I remember today, yes, today is when Jesus died for our sins, and tomorrow God is going to resurrect and he will go to heaven to his Father. The Father that lives in him. If you want to see how he's going tomorrow, you can wake up very early or in the midnight so that you can see Jesus going. The heaven will be opened. But anyway, I don't know what just happened there. Something just went like boom. I'm squatting too much. Days of return. You know, back then when we were young, and they would tell us that God resurrected on the third day, we'll question our mind. So our parents, not to bother themselves, they would just tell us, if you want to see Jesus going to heaven, just wake up so early that I'm not a woman, but I love your dress. Beautiful. You're not a woman. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So, my mom will tell you guys that you wake up very early in the morning and then you see Jesus going to heaven. And if you wake up late, you won't be able to see Jesus going to heaven. So me, I grew up actually thinking that every time they say that the resurrection, he has risen, he has to do it like every year. Every year people has to see the Holy Spirit like going to heaven, like the heaven will open the gates and voila. So every time I wake up, you know how stupid you can be as a kid. So every time I wake up, I don't see anything. Every time I wake up, I don't see anything. So when I grew up, I just realized that back then I was just a kid, and so my mom didn't want to break herself or to stress herself with a lot of questions. You know, me, I used to ask a lot of questions when I was a kid because I wanted to know what is really going on. Like, not everything, but when you're telling a story, don't come up with a story that you won't be able to explain to me. That was me when I was a kid. Like, you have to explain. So cutting the story short, I don't know, maybe it's in my family. It's like one of my granny one time, thank you so much guys. There's like one of my granny one time told me that I had something, like whenever we used to go home for holidays, they'll give us everything that we need to go with so that we won't bother them all the time asking for more. So they'll give us, each and every child, everything that you need. Maybe you need things like for using your needs as a child, they give you, every child has to receive their needs going to the village. So me, I had mine, and I had a habit of not using. I didn't like using everything, like wasting, because very soon we'll be going back to the city. No, I was that person that I wanted every time they will come and pick us, going back to the city, I have something still with me. And then my grandmother came, like a cousin, let me say cousin grandmother came in for a visit, and we were only kids in the village, adults that had already gone back to the city to work. And then this grandma told me that, can I have that? I was like, why? She told me, would you like to visit my place? You know, if you give me some of your things, you can come to my place. I'll have more than this. I was like, you're really? She was like, yes. But I told her, you don't even live here with us. She told me, come, I show you my home. You know, someone taking you outside of the house. She showed me there's a mountain, and she was like, you see that place? Actually, it was the direction of her home. But me, because I was a kid and I saw the tall tree and the big tree, I thought that was that tree, that was her home. When she told me, you see that place over there, that's where I come from. So me, when I saw that tall tree far away from us, I thought that's her home. I went, I packed my stuffs that I came with in the village. I gave it to her. The old lady left and she went. Later on, after like some time or 3 days, everyone left and I was bored. They went to the farm and I was left home alone with some of my cousins, and I didn't know much about my cousins. And then I followed the old lady. Remember, she left, but in my head I could see that big tree, thinking that's her home. When she told me, you know, like it's like someone, you ask someone, where do you live? And someone will show you that you see that place over there, that's where I come from. They're showing you that direction, or maybe someone is telling you I'm from east or west. And you, when they show you east, you see the tree on that east side. So me, when I saw that tree, a big tree on that east side, I thought that was the home. Norah, as a young kid, I showered, I dressed up so well. I took off. And then I went to that tree. I started crying. Grandma, I'm here for more presents. You took my presents away, but I'm here. I'm here, come out. I was shouting, Grandma, where are you? Where are you? Come out, I'm here. And then there's this gentleman who was coming back from the farm, and he knew me. He was like, Nora, what are you doing here? I told him, I came here to see grandma. She told me this is her house. She told me which one of your grandmother. I told her, so I told her the name of the grandmother. She was like, the guy was like, no. Your grandmother doesn't live here. He lives far away. So this guy also pointed the same direction. He was like, you see that mountain? Far, but for him it was like far from that mountain. To go there, you need to take a taxi. So I cried. I told him, you mean she lied? The guy was like, sorry. She didn't lie, but maybe when she told you she comes from that side for you, and when you're at your home, you can see this tree. You thought she was from here. Guys, I went home crying. And after, you can imagine, I never forgot that story. When I was 17 years old, we went for a visit to her place. Imagine, from 5 years old and 17 again, I went for a visit. When I went for a visit, you know what? This grandmother came. So they were introducing us. This is so-and-so, this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so. And me with my stubbornness, I was like, your grandmother so-and-so, right? So you're the grandmother who deceived me when I was a kid and took away my stuff. Without even anything. That was the first thing that I told her. So you're the one who took my things, and then you told me the tallest tree that you showed me that was your home. The lady was like, no, back then you were young, you wouldn't understand. So my grandmother was like, what is she talking about? So grandmother, her sister was like her. This granddaughter of yours, I thought that you could never forget this scenario. So she told her that I once took some of her stuffs away from her. So my grandmother was like, so you deceived my granddaughter and you took away her stuffs. Guys, I was that kid that if you're telling me a story, make sure that what you're talking about, you're so sure about it. Don't just come and tell us stories that later on it won't make sense. Me, I was that person that when you're telling the story, I want to make sure that I'm into the character. I'm one of the characters and I'm ready into the game. So that's the same thing. Like today it's a Black Saturday and then someone tells you, happy resurrection. Or maybe tomorrow is when they're going to say that happy resurrection. And then today someone tells you that, hey, today is when Jesus died. Today is when we remember. There's a two-way people come and tell you, because I've already had it the entire day today. We're already in a half day. So from morning, I've been reading the messages. Some people are like, oh guys, do you know that today is when Jesus died for us? And other people are like, hey guys, do you know that today is when we remember the day when Jesus Christ said? Some people are like, he died. Some people put, we remember. But yes, that's how we should say it. We remember the day. Me, I'm remembering. It's hot, guys, it's hot. We're already in the summer. So I'm trying to take some water with ice. So that I can feel cool. Let me iron. Hello, you're most welcome. How are you? I hope everyone is doing great. Don't forget to watch. And after watching, you like, you comment, you share. And then if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Happy Easter, and let me give you a big hug. Ooh la la, I'm holding you so tight. I hope everyone enjoy the Easter. I hope this Easter brings peace to you and your family, your friends, and everyone around you. Yeah. Hey guys, let me know what you think about the Black Saturday. Whenever they will talk about the Black Saturday, what do you guys really remember? What was that in your childhood that they used to tell you about the day when Jesus died? What was it that what used to come into your mind as a kid? Just let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share. You're most welcome to my live stream. This is where we talk about something while I work in the background, but still I come and I give you my attention. We talk about the things, anything you want. We have to release stress. Yo. Yeah. Hello, my beautiful people. Tell me, what do you remember about today? What do you remember? I hope everyone is doing great. Yeah, so guys, I'm working, as you can see, trying to create a space on my table, my ironing board, while I iron these clothes. Okay. Quick. Where are you? Where are you? My people, where are everybody? Let me watch you guys like from upside down. Have you ever watched that movie of Up and Down? That movie used to confuse me, to be honest, guys. The movie was Up and Down. I watched that movie, was it in 2010? The Up and Down movie. Yeah, I think it was 2010. That's when we watched it. The Up and Down movie. We were all like, where? Up and down? It was really confusing, but it was such a nice movie. We enjoyed watching it, however much people were like, some people were like up and down. You see? stream. No fear of hello, mama, 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 mama. I hope you're doing great, guys. You're most welcome to my live stream. Yes. Okay. All right. Ha la la. Let me say something. Oh. Yeah, she's finally here back. She's here, she's here, she's here. Tell me happy Black Friday. No, Saturday. Saturday. So here, kids are going to school tomorrow. It's Sunday tomorrow, so kids have to go to school. Yeah, here on Sunday, we always wake up early in the morning to prepare kids for school. And then in Uganda, kids are already in holidays. You see how things they are? victory belongs to me finally. I'm done. To be honest, I hate ironing. I hate ironing in my entire life. Oh, really? We're finally done. The Lord has made it finally. Finally done. Okay, now she's done with her choice. Okay, now I'm here. This person had said to delete his message. What were you thinking while sending me that kind of message and then later on you delete? So tomorrow is Easter. People will be enjoying. People will be running up and down, going to church. But whoever is going tomorrow for prayers, make sure that you pray for us, okay? So that we also, when we come back home, we can also go to church and then pray for you guys. Remember us in your prayers so that the Lord can help us also to finish contract in a better way, in a healthy way, healthy and strong, so that one day we can also fly back home and then we'll be with our family members. You know, there is nothing that is so beautiful being home and you with your family. Yeah, living with other people. Let me say, like, now here where I'm always alone. My phone is my friend, my sister, my brother, and you, my viewers, you, my friends, you, my family. You're the people that I talk with. When I go downstairs, kids, everyone is on their phones. Like, you try to get a word out of them, you won't get a word, to be honest. However much you try to tell someone, let's play a game, they'll just be like, they'll just look at you and you end up feeling bored and you're like nothing. You know that feeling when you feel like nothing? That's the feeling when you're abroad. You're joking with the kids here. Live alone home in Africa where kids are running around. There are some kids, not everyone has cell phones. Not everyone has in their house, they have internet. Or maybe not everyone in their home that they have Netflix. Not everyone has a lot of things. Some kids don't even know what video games are. They're just running around playing and sweating. You know that feeling of playing and then you sweat. When you go back home to, like, it's time for resting, when you fall to sleep, you just sleep waking you up, you're like, yeah, actually that's a good thing. It helps kids, like, to boost their brain, to make them grow stronger because they play. Every time a child goes out and plays, you just sleep. You just sleep. Yeah, when you go out for playing, you jump here and there. You come back home when you're tired, you just go to sleep. And the worst thing, back then, let me tell you, back then when you play, in the 2000s, 2009, 10, let me say 2003, 4, 5, because kids of 2011, 12, 13, those kids, they started using smartphones, but in 2009, 8, 5, 6, 7, like 5, 1, 2, where would you get a smartphone? My dear, you play all the kinds of playing. You play to be mom and dad, you play to be what? You play to be the villains, you play all kind of games, you play hide and seek. You play all kind of games. Sometimes you're even lazy, force you to bath. I'm telling you, bathing back then used to be a problem. You will even lie that you've showered. But nowadays, kids even don't shower. Kids nowadays, they don't even shower. They can even take a week without showering. They're on their cell phones. Someone just got up from the couch, go spray perfume on their body, and they stink like a shit. Let me tell you, spraying perfume is good, but make sure that you shower. You see, whenever you wear white clothes, White clothes are the fabrics that will embarrass you that your body is very dirty, to be honest. You can stay in the house the whole day or a month without going out, but your body will shame you. Wearing those white clothes. There's a time I remember when we were young, we were taken to our uncle's place for holiday. They used to take us home in the village for holidays. I grew up in the city, but they wanted us also to be connected with the village. So we'll go back to the village. And then that day it rained, and we played in the rain, we played. Back then you couldn't even be embarrassed. Whether you have those small boobs on your chest, you just run around naked with your underwear. And people are watching, you don't care. But nowadays, kids, when they start seeing those, their boobs coming, they start hiding. Me, I started understanding myself that I'm a woman now. Let me say when I was 14 there. But 12, 10, I was just nothing. Like 11, I was just me. 12, I was just, when they tell you to take off, you're just like, wow. We run around into the rain playing naked, and then we forget to shower. We, after running around into the rain, we had already taken a bath. So one day my uncle came back home. You know, after playing under the rain, your body becomes dry and some parts of your body shows the dirt. Those were the good old days, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, those were the good days ever. You know, sleeping without worrying about anything. You just go, and then they tell you to shower, you cry like they have taken your entire life. If they tell you to go and take a bath, oh, you feel like, oh, you guys, you're punishing me, And when then you're in a hurry to go somewhere, you see they are going to leave you behind. You know what you used to do? You put your right shoes into your left leg. You go around wearing the shoes cross legs, and then you run falling, and then they will tell you, are you out of your mind? You mean you don't know how to put on the shoes? Look how you're putting on the shoes. Or maybe tying the buttons, wearing a cloth you wear. The outside has to be inside, and then the inside has to be outside. You're running around crying because they are leaving you behind. We used to enjoy, me and my friends, up to now when we gather, we're like, yeah, guys, we used to play. We used to play, and the play will play us. We used to cook. You know, cooking in those small containers. We used to build houses and arrange them and act like we are rich. We used to do all kinds of things. We used to play the bride and groom game. Nowadays, you tell a child such a game, they will just look at you like, from which planet are you from, my dear? They don't know anything about that. Kids nowadays, it's so hard to play. So recently I tried to play with the kids. That day we were all bored in the house. There was no electricity for like 2 hours. And then I went downstairs to see that we can play. So I decided to, this kind of game, playing with a stone, jumping with one leg. Kids here, they failed to jump with one leg. But yes, being a kid is full of drama. Cooking with teen, they don't play no more. They need phones. But anyway, there are some places where kids don't know anything about technology, leave alone where some parents can afford the smartphones for their kids. But me, where I come from in Africa, in Uganda, there are some places in Uganda where parents cannot afford phone. You have to go and play. You have to go and do something for yourself. You have to go and fetch firewood. You have to go and fetch water. You have to wash dishes. The kids there, some kids know nothing. Leave alone the kids who grow up in the city. And there are some who grow up in the city, but still their parents cannot afford smartphones, because your parents cannot, they cannot buy food and buy for you a smartphone. No, you have to choose one, food or smartphone. Your parents need to pay house rent. Where will your both parents get money? They will tell you when you grow up and you also go work, you earn money, you buy yourself a phone. That's what they will tell you, period. You will not even complain and tell them that I'm your problem. Yes, they know you didn't ask them to bring you into this world, but they will be point blank with you. Yes, I'm from South Africa, and other places are like that. Yeah, it's very true. Because parents are working so hard. And that's why you find some kids, they still they turn out to become thieves because of wanting, And also it's good to parents to lecture their kids. You know, my mom used to tell us that you shouldn't be someone who overlikes things. You know, if you overlikes things, you become greedy, and from becoming greedy you end up start stealing people's stuffs. It's not good. So she'll be like, it's not good to be too greedy at a young age. When you see something, act like you did not see it. Sometimes things, not everything belongs to you, or not everything you must have it. When you grow up, go work, earn your own money, buy those things for yourself. Because for them, they're also struggling. Do you want them to take you and leave you alone, and then you start wandering around the streets like, some parents don't like that. Let me tell you, kids here, they fail to jump with one leg. I was like, what? You mean you can't jump with one leg? I'm in my 30s, but I can still jump with one leg. But here, kids, they are 14 and 16. They are too huge, like an elephant. They cannot even jump. I really told them, you know what, you guys, you need to do exercise. You can't tell me that you cannot jump with one leg. You know, jumping is also something that really helps. Thank God that I grew up in that generation where I played and the game played me. Mm-hmm. We used to play, and we reach a time that you feel it, that yes, today we really played and we are tired. Are they able to run to? Oh, that's a problem. You know, people who cannot even run, kids here, they cannot run. I've done all kind of things to make them do the exercise there. So one time I tried to run with one. He couldn't, the eldest one couldn't. I was the one running. And here in Saudi, it's not allowed for a woman to run. But I was running fast until they told me, a woman is not supposed to run like that. And I had to calm down. You know, I'd come out with my habit of African habit. You know that habit of we women. You carry your skirt and then you run like an ostrich. They saw me running like that. They were like, they called me. The good thing, they called me in a polite way. And then they told me, it's not good for a woman to run like that here. It's haram. I was like, but they were like, yes, that's in your country. But here, a woman is not supposed to run like that. I was like, okay. So here, running faster is not good. It's not allowed for a woman to run. Maybe that's why some people are lazy. They don't run. Someone just sits in the car and goes out. Could enjoy your life. Oh. You know, we used to play. I remember one time we went to play. And then we were playing like these cookers, this wedding people, these people who organize the wedding, and then others who cook. So we were the side of people who were cooking. I stepped on fire. Ever since then, that was the last time I remember I played, and because I got injured, my mom was like, no. So I stopped playing. I stopped playing with those things where you cook, where you guys collect charcoal and then you start blowing with your mouth. I stopped because I got burned and my mom has to take the full responsibility. And after like 1 year without playing, I went back again, I played. Guys, those were the last time I played. I remember we were playing hide and seek, and then we climbed. We were playing in a flat house. It was unfinished. They were on the second floor. I remember that so well. Christmas was almost in the corner. We were in 20th there. I remember we were through in the last week of the Christmas. And then as we were playing hide and seek and me running around, so I was the one who was seeking them and others were hiding. So I saw the owner of the building coming. You know, some people they don't allow kids playing into their building, you know, because of accident, something might happen, and then, you know, they accuse them for what happened, and it was just an accident. So the owner didn't allow us to play into the building. So when I saw the owner of the building, I ran to call my friends. I was like, you guys, now so and so's dad is here, because we used to call him by his kid's name. So one of his kids was Eric. So I was like, guys, Eric's dad is here, Eric's dad is here. And the other guys, they couldn't believe. So one of them also saw the guy coming in. And we tried to pass through the front door. So I didn't see them coming. They all came running, guys. We felt like, have you ever felt like something they have just threw from the highest mountain? We went rolling, and then they fell on my leg. I twisted my legs, guys. And Christmas went like that without me enjoying Christmas. I was on bed. And that Christmas was we were entering 2006. Yeah, we were entering 2006. That Christmas, I never enjoyed it. I was home in bed, the New Year, home, limping around the house. And the worst thing my mother could only tell me, I hope you learned your lesson this time, Nora. I hope you learned the lesson.